Today's prerequisites include Visual Studio Code and Python. Please see links in the description below. We'll go through some exercises in order to gain familiarity with some basic commands in Python. To start, let's create a directory for this exercise. We'll open Visual Studio Code, then we'll go File, Open Folder, and select the folder we created for today's exercise. We'll right-click in the Explorer window, select New File, name that app.py. In our file, let's write the following code. Then, save with Ctrl+S. Select View, Terminal. Note the hotkey Control backtick. Within this window, type py app.py. And note the output. Now let's swap over to user input. Let's change our code to the following. Ctrl+S to save. Control backtick to open the terminal, and then once again py app.py. This time, enter a test message. Press enter. Let's move on to conditionals, an if statement. Replace your code with the following. And once again, terminal window, py app.py. Let's enter nothing and note the output. Once again, and note the output's different based off the conditional. Now let's move on to a for loop. We'll replace our code with the following. In this, we're taking in a message. If it's not empty, then we'll iterate over each character in that message and print that character. Save that, and let's go down to the terminal and run that app. Note the output. Let's move on to file input and output. Let's start by creating a new file, test.txt. In this, let's enter some sample text. We'll save that. We'll navigate back to app.py and we'll change that code for the following. Over in terminal, we'll run that app. Note the output. Finally, let's change this code, and with the following we'll be able to take an input message and overwrite a file with those contents. Let's run the app. Now let's look at the test file. See that our message was saved to the file. We sprinted through a number of concepts today. We learned to print to a console. We got input from a user. We used a conditional if. We iterated over a for loop. We read from a file and we saved to a file. If you have any extra time, you might look into and experiment with some of those concepts. If not, congrats on a non-zero day.